Boys and girls, today we are going to learn how to use oil pastels to draw a puppy for Valentine's Day. We will be using oil pastels, line, shape, and color to create our Valentine's puppy. Let's get started.
All right, friends, the first thing we're going to do is make our puppy look like it's wearing sunglasses. How funny will that be? We're going to be using red, and we'll be making the sunglasses in the shape of a heart. Hearts should be pretty easy for us because we just spent some time printing. So we're going to use red first, and I'm using my oil pastel, and I'm going to find the middle of my paper. I'm going to move my finger up a little bit, and then I'm going to go over a little bit. And this is where I will be making one heart for my sunglasses. Next to that, I will be making another heart. So I should probably practice with my finger first. When I'm making a heart has two bumps at the top or two arched lines. So my finger is practicing drawing those arched lines, trying its best to make them the same. When you feel like your finger really knows what it's doing, have it take an oil pastel and draw it. So I'm making one bump and another bump. Trying to make them the same. If they're not the same, that's okay. You don't need your artwork to be perfect. Nobody's perfect, so it's okay if your heart shape isn't perfect either. Just think of it as practice. When you're done practicing with this one, try it again. Don't stop with this drawing, just keep going. The bottom of your heart is like the letter V. It goes down and comes back up. It goes down and comes back up. So once you feel like your finger knows what to do, have your finger tell your hand what to do. There we go. Now I have a heart shape. And I'm going to go ahead and color it in all red. If I see any oil pastel crumbs, I'm not going to wipe them because I know that might make my oil pastel smear. So I want this to look like a pair of sunglasses, and right now it just looks like a plain heart. So inside of this heart, I'm going to color a little bit of pink. And I'm doing that just by adding white. When you add white to make a color light, you are making something called a tint. So I'm not actually coloring the whole thing. I'm just coloring a little bit on the inside. Perfect. Done. Now I need to make another heart right here, and I'll try to make it the same. So I know I want two arched lines like this. I'll leave a little bit of a space. So I want an arch and an arch. Practice it a couple of times, and when you feel like you got it, go ahead and draw it. Bump, bump. Now I'll make that letter V. Down, up. Got it. Down, up. Color the whole thing in. Remember, this is just practice. If you're not happy with your drawing when you're finished, well, you can try it again. That's the great thing about art, is that you can keep practicing. But we never, ever throw away our artwork when we're just in the middle of things because we're learning how to do it. The next time you do it, you'll be even better than the first time. So now I'm using my white again to make my color light, to make it a tint. Now glasses have a little bit of a connector right here. That's called a bridge. It goes over the nose like a bridge. So I'm going to make an arched or a curved line like this. There we go. Maybe make another one. Boop. Color it in. And now I have some fabulous red heart-shaped sunglasses. To really make the sunglasses stand out, I'm going to use black. Black is great at outlining things. So I'm going to outline the heart in black to make my glasses really stand out. Maybe even trace over that bridge of the nose. And maybe go around this and that. Now that I'm finished, Ooh, I could even outline the inside like this and that. Now I can really see the shades of the glasses. All right, now that this is finished, I'm ready to go ahead and make the muzzle. Dogs have muzzles. We don't have muzzles, but the part of a dog or a cat's face that sticks out is called a muzzle. So to create the muzzle, it's kind of shaped like this big oval. Before we do that, let's go ahead and give our dog a nose. And I'm going to use a kind of a square shape for the nose. Notice I'm practicing it with my finger a couple of times. And when I feel like my finger has it, 1, 2, 3, 4 equal sides, it makes a square. Then I can go ahead and draw it. 1, 2, 3, 4 equal sides, it makes a square. All right, got it. Now I'm going to color it in. Oh, my dog is looking awesome. All right, now I'm going to make a little line starting here. Whoop. There we go. And now I'm going to make what looks like the letter J. So starting here, just drew over that line again. I'm going to make a nice big curve like the letter J. And I can go over it again. And on this side, I'll do the same thing. A nice big curve. Make a J, piece of cake. Now I'm going to add a couple little polka dots to show that this is where whiskers come out of. So I'm going to do 3 polka dots. You can do more, you can do less. It's up to you. My dog used to always have her tongue hanging out. So I want to make a tongue, but I don't want to use black. I'm going to switch back to red. So the tongue is kind of like the letter U. And I'm going to color it in. And if I want to make it light, then I know I can just add white. When you make a color light, it is called a tint. All right, I like the way it looks when it's outlined. So I'm going to outline that. And my cat has a line down the middle of her tongue, and I bet a dog does too. All right, now that this is finished, I think I'm ready to make something. I'm ready to make part of the muzzle. But before I do this, I'm going to practice with my finger. It's a big curve like a letter U. A big curve like a letter U. So I'm going to draw that starting on one end, going down, over, and up. All right, now that my muzzle's done, I'm going to make the head. So I have to make a pretty big line that's going to go around those glasses and then come back down. This can be a little tricky, so practice with that finger. I'm starting here. I'm going up. I'm going over. I'm going around the other one. And when I feel like my finger knows what it's doing, then I can go ahead and draw it. So I'm going to start here, kind of near the top of that line. I'm going to go up. Notice I'm drawing slowly around. I'm leaving room at the top for some ears. Over and back down. Boop. Piece of cake. Now I'm ready for some ears. I think I want one ear sticking up and the other one flopped down. So for this one that I want sticking up, I'm going to make a line that's angled like the letter A. So it'll come up, go back down, come up, go back down. Now, if you drew really big, you might not have room for big ears. You might have to make yours a little bit smaller. That's okay. You draw what's going to fit on your piece of paper. So I'm going to go up, come back down. Sweet. Now this other one, I want to have it flop down, like how my fingers are flopped down like this. So instead of making an entire triangle, I'm going to make a triangle that has a little bit of a flop. So watch, I'm going to make my line go up. I'll make another line go up. Now I'm going to connect the two lines. Now I'm going to make a V. It will go from here up to there. Down, up. Now I created the illusion or the idea that the ear is flipped down. Now, if you want your dog to have spots, you can draw circles and color them in. I'm going to work on putting spots on my dog. Now that I have all these fun animals that I know how to draw, and my print is dry, I can add these to my heart printed paper. So I think I'll start with my guy right here. All you're going to do is cut around your animal. When I cut, I'm not going to cut right on the black line. I'm cutting a little bit beside the black line. This will leave a little bit of a white outline. I'm cutting very slowly and carefully. And look at my scissor hand. It is never moving. The hand that does all the moving and steering of the paper is my extra hand. So notice my scissors, they always face one direction. But my helper hand moves the paper for me. Sometimes I like to snip some of that extra paper off and I'll recycle it, and that'll make it so it's out of the way. So very slowly and carefully, using my extra hand to help me, cutting around. I don't want to accidentally cut anything off. I don't want to cut off an ear or a really cute bow tie. I work so hard on my artwork. So I'm going to go slowly and carefully around those edges. Get rid of some of that extra paper. And finished. Boys and girls, now I'm ready to glue it onto my print. When you're gluing, glue goes around the edges. Glue goes around the edges. And you know we usually paint glue on, but if you were going to use a glue bottle, glue is only going to go around the edges. And sometimes it seems like, you've got to take some of that dried glue off the top of the glue bottle. Let's make sure it can breathe. Yep, it's breathing all right. Okay, I'm not right close to the edge. I'm close to it, but not on it. I don't want it to squish out when I put it down. All right. Flip it over like a pancake. I think I'll angle it a little bit. There we go. Now, when I've got it in place, I don't want to rub the front. It'll cause my oil pastel to smear. So I will massage the back. Oh, puppy dog likey. Flip it back around and voila. Masterpiece complete. Don't forget to sign your fabulous artwork when you're finished. Have so much fun printing and drawing super amazing Valentine's animals, guys.